when I won, I did a little dance. And some people might perceive the dance to be a little weird, but I was like, whatever. It doesn't matter. I still was like, eh, eh. And it was great because I was really feeling it.
Hello, hello. It's me, your True Hill Phenom SP3, back once again for the takedown on Sports Illustrated. This time we are talking to the winners of WWE LFG, Jasper Troy and Tyra May Steele. Correct myself. I got to do this the right way. Olympic gold medalist Tyra May Steele, the real deal Tyra May Steele, and the monster, the Reaper, Jasper Troy. So thank you guys for joining me today. I appreciate having your time. How are you feeling after coming off the heels of winning LFG after this long months of process? How does it feel?
I think,
I'm so excited.
yeah,
I
yeah.
man, it has been a long time coming. I swear that I have just been waiting for my moment to shine. And like I already see like just so many people just getting excited and getting revved up. It's like when you're at the start line of a car race and you're just like the engine just like going, 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 and like the excitement is about to just burst off the scene. And man, I just feel elated. I just feel so freaking blessed.
I think
That's all.
I'm just excited that I didn't like take my foot off the gas even after winning. If anything, like I was so looking forward to like the end of the show, and uh I was so like wrapped around like okay, winning and winning and winning, but then like I had a moment where I was like, this isn't the end, and I don't know why it feels like it's the end. It's not like this isn't the end of my career. Like this isn't a movie where like the movie ends and then cuts to black. Like this is just the beginning. So like, why do you feel like you just like why do you feel like you won yet? Like yeah, we won the show, and I was excited, and for a while like I was riding that wave, but then like I had to get back to shore and realize, yo, like, is this the only time you want to be at the top? Like it's nice though. I will say like it's nothing like winning something, because to me this is like the first thing I've ever won. I've never won like a championship or a playoff. So to me this is like a Super Bowl moment. But like I see how someone like Devontae Smith will be, or AJ Brown will be like, winning the Super Bowl was cool, but now it's like, what's next?
It's the next goal, the next achievement, but it's quite an achievement because you guys not only win LFG, but you had your final matchup in Madison Square Garden. So I'll ask you
Yeah.
first, Tyra. How did it feel to be able to perform in such a historic building, the mecca of pro wrestling?
Man, when I first walked into the garden, I was like, oh, okay, not a lot of people. All right. The seats were all empty though. Fast forward to my match. I looked back into that same stand and I was like, oh
Oh
my God.
God.
I don't know why I compared empty to full because it was just way more colorful, way more loud, way more invigorating, but it was so exciting. Like, honestly, it felt like the Olympics that I never had. And I want to have that experience again and again and again and again. And WWE can provide that for me. I want to always be on that high. And if they're booing for me or if they're cheering for me, it literally does not matter because I will get to hear noise because I didn't get to hear that when I was at the Olympics. So it is just absolutely incredible. And the fact that I got to perform in front of them, like when I some people say that they can't hear the crowd when they're wrestling. That's never
Oh,
been me. I have been always just in tune with everything around me, but people think that I'm not in tune. But no, I am. I'm listening and I'm aware, I'm cognizant. And when I was in the garden, I could hear them booing. I could even hear them saying one more time. And I was like, I can get used to this. It honestly, like it inflated my ego, and it just made me feel like I was in the right place, that I was around the right people. And I know that there's like going to be haters and weird people, but for every one hater and for every weird person, there's 500 awesome people that love and appreciate me, and I'm paying attention to those people, and I love that the energy that they have and that they give me, I love it because I feel like I can reciprocate that with ease. I feel like my natural ability to have just a bright attitude, they see it and they welcome it and they receive it and they bring it back. And I felt that at the garden. It was so good. And I might not have when I won, I did a little dance. And some people might perceive the dance to be a little weird, but I was like, whatever, it doesn't matter. I still was like, and it was great because I was really feeling it, and I felt like, man, I could really get used to this. This is awesome. Like, I knew I was meant to be here, but it's nothing like I had envisioned, and I love that. I freaking, it's better than what I thought. Yes, yes. So okay, that was all my feelings wrapped up into, yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love the energy. Jasper, you got to match that. So, how did it feel to
Bro,
be in Madison
I'm
Square
getting
Garden?
beat on here. Dude. I mean, for me, MSG was like, I was like, man, are they gonna care when I hit the curtain? Like, are they gonna care? Like, how hard are we gonna have to work tonight to get them? You know, that's all I'm thinking about. Cause I'm like, it don't matter what we speak on in the back. You know, it's all about when we get in that ring, are we getting reactions? This is what we dictate. You know, a good match off of. So for me, it was like the moment I hit that ring and I faced the hard cam, and then I looked back into that sea of people, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like this isn't the PC, you know, like we're not in Orlando anymore. uh, I was just like, okay, you know, and even being in the ring, like the first 2 minutes, I was still kind of like, all right, like you know, I was like a little kid just wading in shallow water, and I felt him. I felt him. Once I felt him, you know, once I felt that roar, it was like, okay, we got him. That's it. Like now I'm locked in. Now like it just got easy. And I was so like I was just taken aback because I was like, I'm not used to having, you know, like I'm used to having to work through the back end of the match of my matches to have the crowd, you know, like invested. But for me, I felt like from the moment the bell rang, like they were with it and they was giving us energy, and they were like they wanted to see us perform. And for me, like that was the most humbling thing. It was like, bro, I'm nobody. You know, you don't know me. Like you may have seen me on, you know, LFG, but I'm not like, you know, Trick Williams. You know, I'm not like guys that you see on NXT every Tuesday, and you're reacting for me. You're like, you're booing me. You're popping for me, and I'm like, you know, I appreciate it. So you know, let me hear you. Let me interact with you. You know, and that's the one thing I love about wrestling is the crowd is an opponent. You know, whether they're with you or against you, and I love seeing people that can dictate that pace with them. You know, it's not always about the guy you're in the ring with. For me, a lot of the times, I like to see how the people in the ring get that crowd outside of the ring involved in the match. And then, you know, the rest is history. But I loved MSG, you know. It's someplace that I cannot wait till my feet are back there in a different setting. You know, it's something that I wish, you know, we could experience more often. But it was so cool, man. Like, oh my gosh. And it was my first time in New York. So, you know, it,
Oh,
it, it
wow.
was a moment in time for real.
I'm from New York. That's why I said, oh, wow. I thought
Oh yeah,
everybody just
yeah.
goes to New York.
Yeah. So I was confused because we was sitting outside of Madison Square Garden the morning before, and I was asking people like, yo, where can I get a haircut? Just random pedestrians. And the more people I talked to, I was like, is anybody out here from New York, bro? Because everyone I'm meeting is a tourist. Or everyone I'm meeting is like, I don't know, man. Like, you're gonna have to go to the hood or something. And I'm like, bro, are there nobody? Is nobody around here in Times Square like from New York? Because
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. In Times Square, you ain't gonna get the fresh lineup, man. I'm from Harlem, so I like you ain't gonna get. That's probably why. That's probably why.
okay,
But,
okay, yeah. No,
but no,
I was shook. I was so shook. If you couldn't tell, like the last two episodes before the finale, I was stressing. I was like, I'm not getting a retwist. I'm not getting a haircut. Like, I got to go to work right now. Like, it's not time to look pretty. It's time to handle business. So I was so stressed out. Like, even Sydney was. I'm glad she stuck through that with me. I thought, I was gonna have to sleep outside for a couple nights. I was just like, I was so wrapped into this show that, I wanted it so bad. I can
Yeah,
tell you that. I just wanted it. I wanted to, I wanted to get that experience.
I'm so
no,
glad
like
you were wrapped in it.
yeah, you guys like really are the two that really kind of showed your passion throughout. Like the reason I got this interview opportunity with y'all is because I'm a huge LFG fan. I've been on
Mhm.
any outlet that I've been on
Yeah,
saying it's the best WWE
there
weekly
we go.
show. And I
Yes.
love the fact you talked about how when you were on in MSG, there was people that actually, seen you. And that's the great thing that I loved about LFG is that we're able to grow that connection with you as fans to see you
Yes.
early on, see you through the growing pains, see how you went through. And both of you guys had different kind of journeys to the point of winning LFG. Like, or Tyra, you came in with the credibility of being an Olympic gold medalist, while Jasper, you weren't as known as everybody else, but you kind of rise to be one of the favorites throughout the whole process. So I'll start with you this time, Jasper, and I'll ask, how was it kind of your journey? And that really I felt like the key point for you on your journey throughout LFG was that guest appearance by CM Punk and you picking up that
Yes.
microphone and cutting that promo and grabbing the attention of not only your legends that were there, the people in the PC, but us as viewers. Kind of how was that journey and that point in particular?
So for me, it was the same as my tryout. In a sense, was the way I came into the show. When I did my tryout, the first thing we did was promos, and I remember that um, one of the old writers that isn't here anymore. He came up to the front and gave us a spiel about cutting promos, and I already knew in my head like, yo, like you got to be able to talk. So I knew like what it was, and I mean I wanted to be first. He was like, "Who wants to go first?" I got up, went to the front of the room, cut a promo, and then after that, everyone was like, "Okay, I know who he is now. Like follow that." And I just sat back down and I was like, I mean, this is what I do. This is something I've been waiting for. When I say like I have been waiting for a moment to get that microphone in my hands and express myself. So when I hear that, oh, CM Punk's coming this week, uh, and I know like no one's talking to me, because no one's expecting me to do what I'm planning on doing, even if it was never gonna be on the table. If there was never gonna be a open promo day, I was ready though. I was just ready for the moment. So when he was there, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this can't be real. Like I can't be, in this setting right now because I'm not expecting it. I'm really not expecting it, but I'm ready for it. So I mean, I was sitting there that morning, and the moment they said like we got to sit on the floor, I got hot because I was like, I ain't about to sit on this floor for 60 minutes. Like I'm just not. You
Out
know,
of my chair.
that was the reason Chris was catching so many strays. Is I was hot. I was like, bro, I'm not like I'm a grown man, bro. You got me sitting crisscross applesauce on this floor. And like I'm not about to just sit here. Like I'm not. Like I'm telling you, I was one of those kids in school. Like I caused trouble. So I mean, when I cut that promo, man, it was a lot of passion. It was a lot of intensity in that, and it was a lot of I need to show people that I'm not just an intimidating force. Okay, I'm not just the big guy in the ring, and this isn't 2000s wrestling where the big man is quiet and unspoken. It's not that era anymore. We got to be, we got to electrify the audience in every way we can. And I mean, I think looking into CM Punk's face was one of the things that I was like, have I earned this yet? Like, have I earned the right to sit here and cut this promo on CM Punk? Like, me and him are about the main event, SummerSlam, like, and I just took it, man. I just took it. I saw a moment and I just took it, and I didn't look back. It could have been my worst thing ever. It could have been my worst promo ever, and I still would have sat here and defended myself. Like I did what I had to do. So I'm appreciative that the opportunity was there. Um, I do hate the fact that Chris Chris caught a few strays that day, but it is what it is.
Your rivalry with Chris was a fun one to watch as a viewer, I will say.
Oh, I did not like seeing that. I was like, ah.
Tyra, like I said, for you come in as an Olympic gold medalist, and then you kind of got like the questions and the doubts from the legends. And I felt like your kind of turning point was not the promo that you did in front of everybody, but the promo you did in your confessional when Bully questioned why you're always smiling. And that really showed like the type of passion that you have and how much you're dedicated to what you're doing here. You've always been great in the ring. Notably, I think that you and Bailey Humphrey had the best matchup throughout the whole LFG process from what I've seen. And before the final episode, that matchup was amazing to watch because it felt like it could have been on NXT TV that week. But like see your passion in that confessional, I think that was the real turning point for you. So kind of tell us how like that went, like being questioned by the legends, having that little kind of underneath low-key rivalry with Bully in a way, Bubba Ray Dudley. So tell us about your journey and how that was for you, Tyra.
So it's interesting that you brought up that my moment was with Bully and when I had that viral video, but I think that my moment was in front of everybody, that CM Punk episode as well. But my promo, I guess, was too long. So everything wasn't put into LFG. But when I was finished, Undertaker had told me that is the passion that I want to see. Hang on to that. Bring all that passion. It was real to you, and I felt it. I had people crying. Like what you guys saw on the show was only a snippet. And so I thought about what Taker said, and I was like, okay, hold this passion. So what does that mean? That means that I have to open myself up. I hate, I despise with a burning passion bringing people in. I hate, 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 hate it.
I've
I
never
want to
heard her
be.
say she hates something. I like this.
and when he found this out about me, he was like, "Okay, now you can babysit my child." But that was
She had
only
faith
after
in
he.
her. I
That
love
was
that.
only after that. That was only after he knew that it wasn't just Miss Bubbly Tyra. They were like, "Oh, she's got hair in her. Yeah, you can babysit my child now." I was like, "Anyway, but like I am somebody that's closed off, and I don't like for people to like get to know the real me. And it's nothing against anyone. It's just that I have a hard time trusting people because I have been scarred so many times from people that I've trusted. And so it takes a lot. Now, don't get me wrong, I will still be friendly to people. I will still love on people, and you'll get to know like a little bit about me, but you won't really get to know what's upsetting me and how we can like fix it together. I'll tell you bluntly like, "Hey, I didn't appreciate that." And then move along. And if you try to tell me something rude, I really won't care. But me and my husband, my family, we be having arguments because I care. And so when I had that promo in front of CM Punk, I let everybody in. I truly just opened my heart, and I hated doing that. But when I got that validation from The Undertaker, when I was crying during that promo, I was like, fudge. I freaking hate that I opened myself up. And he was like, that's it. So when Bubba told me that I smile too much, I went, this snooty look, he don't even know me. He don't know nothing about me. And he wants to put that characterization on me that I smile too much. I immediately went to Undertaker and I went, oh, I'm going to respect him to his face. But when I get to that confessional, bro, I'm going off. I'm going off. And they can cut it if they don't like it. But I'm going to say what I need to say. Because ain't nobody going to be disrespectful to me. So they got a little bit of the May. I had tweeted something and I said, hey, Tyra May Steele, that May in my name, that's my mama. And my mom, I grew up with her. My mom, she would slap the taste in my mouth if I even said something as remotely as a batted eye when I was disrespectful, just anything. If I was rude, if I went, bah! And that is what I am embodying in the Tyra May Steele. So when Bubba was disrespectful, oh yeah, he already had made his bed. It was done. It's done. 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 So yeah, that's a little backstory behind that one. But I'm loving, like we can love on each other. But the moment you stomp on my toe, oh, I had permission to be myself. So I'm gonna do it. So that's what's so exciting about the WWE. Like people see that I'm bubbly and I have a bunch of expression, but they don't see the Olympic gold medalist, the fierceness behind it. And now I actually get to embody it with my voice, with my expression, and I freaking love it.
Oh, it comes out.
So
It comes. I
cathartic.
see. I see why Jasper loves it. I love it. I love it too. But
I just like
my
being around someone from, from my area,
Oh, we're both
like,
from Houston,
yeah.
oh, I
So,
love that. I
and we're
love
both
that.
so
married.
yeah. So it's just nice being around someone, from home. Like, hey, I know you how you grew up. I know we got the same cultural background. You know how it is in America. Like, we ain't all from.
Yeah.
We may all be from America, but we ain't all, from the same places in America. But
Yeah.
it's fun. It's fun being around America.
Love it. I
I'm being
love it.
around Jasper too. He's so encouraging.
I love the bond you guys have and the bond you guys also had with your coaches. So my final question to you, because I know I'm running out of time here, I want to ask, what's the number one thing for you, Tyra, that you learned from The Undertaker, and for you, Jasper, what you learned from Booker T?
The number one thing that I learned from The Undertaker was to not be afraid to be myself and to have the passion that he has. I didn't understand how much I could love this industry until I was around The Undertaker. And every situation I saw him in, I went, wait, is he actually mad? I'm confused. I feel every emotion radiating off of him. I don't know if he's acting or not. And yeah, exactly. I was like, so like just watching that, it just gave me permission to be more real, to not put on a show, not put on an act. Like, yeah, I'm super bubbly and I'm a happy person, but I get angry sometimes. Like if you cross me, there's going to be consequences, but you'll be forgiven. Okay? You'll be forgiven, but forgive me for my wrongs. I have just begun. So you want to come and act up with me? Oh, Undertaker just gave me that permission. So what I learned from him, he just said, you already have everything you need. Just keep having that passion. Just keep being you. And man, that man's like a dad. He's
Well,
Oh,
so sweet
yeah.
and
I
he's
mean,
so real. Like all at the same time, like
he's the best. Him.
he's the
I mean,
best.
all of them are great,
Yeah.
and none of them are better than the next. They're
Mhm.
all great, but uh, just being around Taker and it's like I've seen the soft side of Booker, on television, when he's coming out with Charmel and I've seen Bubba, be sensitive and Mickey James. Like we've seen these guys be, you know, sweet. But it's like, bro, this is the Undertaker, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is the Undertaker, saying he's proud, saying,
Yes.
giving this knowledge and just being like a learning tree, not the fact that like I love Book, okay? From the moment I was on Book's team, I was just like the only reason in that scene when they said you're on Team Booker, I had just a slight is because I didn't want to be on the same team as Anthony. Like going into the show, I wanted it to be either me and Anthony in the finals, Anthony versus Shiloh in the finals, or me versus Shiloh in the finals. That's just what we would talk about. We were like, I mean, it's gonna be one of us. And
I already knew.
I was just like, I don't want to be with Anthony the whole show. Like, I want to be competing against him. Like, this is just something me and him have against with each other. It's just we like to compete. So, when I got put on Booker's team, I was kind of upset because it's like, this was like the main guy I wanted to, fight against. And like I love Book, man. Book took me in, He didn't try to change me. He never told me, he was like, bro, you need to show more personality on camera. He never said nothing to me. I think like every time he looked at me, he just knew I was ready, you know.
Mm.
And all I needed was an opportunity. All I needed was 60 seconds, you know. And I just waited and waited. And it was like a month went by and I was like, man, this ain't what I thought it was gonna be. But I know like it's gonna come. And the fact that, I was able to earn the respect of Bubba Ray, early is something that I was like, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect Bubba to after the first episode, he kind of, was eyeing me a little bit. And, he was like, why you not looking me in the eye when you cutting your promo? You know? And I'm like, I was taught to, look at hard cams. So he was like, I thought you was one of those people that just talk trash and didn't look him in the eye. And I'm like, yeah, I know your type, if you let him get in that, if you let him live up there, he gonna make a room, So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I know I know I will have a confrontation with you. I just hope it's gonna be at the right time. That's why I was nervous after the episode, the last episode last Sunday before the finals when Bubba got in my face because right, you know, literally I said what I said and then he came and got in my face and I was like, damn, here's that moment. And this is a wrong time. This is a wrong time. So, after that episode, when I was headed into MSG, I was like, I wonder if the opinion that the legends have of me has changed, because what he said to me was real. And I took that and I was like, damn, did I disrespect the business? Like for me, it's like I spent months and months and months, talking to, Undertaker, Booker T, and Mickey James and Bubba about how much I respect the business. And then I said what I said, and I was like, well, I kind of just, pooped on that statement. And I did feel like, I did break a level of respect in the business that, I felt like I was going to be critiqued on, which is, why this last episode it's really hard for me, because at the time when we were standing there and, Shawn Michaels was, breaking us, not breaking us down, but just criterion us. He was putting each of us into, why we should win or why we should lose. And for me, it was like, yeah, if I lose, I know why. My attitude is something that's always been in my way. But thankfully, the legends were just so understanding and welcoming and, wanting to get to know me and wanting to know, like, why are you like this? Like, why are you so angry? And I appreciate that they didn't try to change me. So, uh,
Yeah.
I mean, I keep going because
I
I can talk
appreciate
about Taker and Book all day.
Yes. That's one thing we have in common. I didn't
Yeah.
even know that. Like Taker didn't try to change me. He was just trying to bring out what he already knew that I had as well. And that just speaks volumes. Like nobody was trying to change us. They were just like, they have it. They just need the platform to do it.
Yeah.
And man, that confidence from Undertaker.
It's hard. It's really hard because it's like he wants to hug me. It's 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 weird because when it's Book, like if Book wants to shake my hand,
Yeah.
embrace me, I'm like, that's cool, but
Yes.
I'm still under the guys, like it don't matter if the trench coat not on and the hat's not tilted down, like when I tell you my brother used to torment me by rolling his eyes in the back of his head when I was little and chasing me around the house. So I'm gonna just be real. It when I was growing up, like when I was a baby, if Taker came onto the screen, I would have to like leave the room.
Yes, I wasn't allowed to watch because of Undertaker.
Like
Oh,
like I
like
would
demonic AF.
I would be on the game and then it would just hit the black and he'd come out and I would have to leave. Like when I say like I had a shirt, I had an Undertaker shirt. I used to have to leave it in my mom's room because like I mean the man had when I say the man had me like this, like I was under that spell. Like so
Yes.
it's still weird because I'm fighting through PTSD a little bit. I'm trying to,
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, this, you know, I'm not about to rest in peace,
No,
but
he won't let you. He got a legacy
but
too long for that.
and
That's
I mean Book too. I mean I love Book, man. Like he is somebody that even before this show, I did my best to, go up
Mhm.
to him and say something to him because it's like, oh, this is Booker T, like
Yes.
this is
Yeah.
still Booker T now, okay? So,
Yes.
uh,
You gotta do it.
I loved all the legends, man. Mickey James and Bubba Ray, they were great, man. I love this experience.
Yes. Mickey helped me with my entrance. Like every single one of them helped me with something, and I love and appreciate that. But Taker my dog, and that's why I chose him.
I
I
love I just love how you guys talk about like Taker and Book and all the legends. It's just so good to see. But I know I'm out of time. I just want to give you guys the opportunity for anyone watching this. Where can they find you? And of course, promote LFG. But yes, Tyra, Jasper, let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me on my Instagram at Mensa Tamara Stock. And then in parentheses, it's Tyra May Steele WWE. And then on my Twitter, you can also find me at Tam Men Stock. And if you want, you can follow me on Twitch too, because I play video games. I don't know.
Love it. I love it.
All my socials are Jasper Troy WWE. So on everything, TikTok, Twitter, or X, Instagram, Facebook, all that.
All of it.
Yeah.
Well, I hope I speak for all LFG fans. You got our support. You got our support. We're going to follow your journey now that you guys got the contract with NXT, and we look forward to seeing what's next in that journey in the WWE. But this has been our interview, our exclusive interview for The Takedown on Sports Illustrated with the real deal, Tyra May Steele, and the monster, the Reaper, Jasper Troy. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3, signing off until next time.